Hey, so Pose, man, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Any traditions, rituals you got? You know, some people play turkey bowl, some people play hoops. Like any traditions you got with the fam or anything like that?
Nah, man, no traditions like that. But I think I plan on eating good and everything. Trying to, what I'm saying, trying to get some of these chitlins going on downstairs. Everybody ain't a big fan, but hey, I need my chitlins on Thanksgiving. So
man, you need some of that old pork. Man, I used to eat chitlins with that old red. I used to eat it with that red hot sauce. Man, I used to kill them. Shit was so good.
They don't know nothing about that, man.
They don't know about
Everybody talk about
because
it smells so bad. They smell so bad. But listen, you get past the smell, shit, hey, it's a nice meal right there.
Man, what you said? I ain't ate chitlins. Youngster. High school, probably.
Now I'm a turkey and dressing fan myself, so I just wanted to see what was going on, Pose, with it. Before we get on with the show, I do want to let everyone know you can listen at basketballnews.com podcast network. You can listen and subscribe, as well as listen to other podcasts as well on the network. As you heard in the background, we also are joined by a special guest this afternoon. We have Zach Randolph. Zach, how's everything going?
Everything going good. How y'all fellas doing?
We good, man. Appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule, you know what I'm saying, especially right before the holiday, taking the time out to join the Posecast, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. Much love always, you know what I'm saying?
Man, come on, man. Decades, man. Nothing but love.
I appreciate it. So I'm going to ask you right off the rip, where did your love of the game start? How did that come about?
Man, I'm from Indiana. You know what I mean? I'm from Marion, Indiana, a little small town in Indiana, man. Indiana, that's the hotbed of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, we used to play on, cut the crate out and hang it up in the alley on a pole.
Right.
The socks, and we just love basketball that much. We was playing in the alleys, and we could play wherever. We had a chance. So I just grew up playing, man, and just fell in love with the game as a youngster, man, and still in love with the game, to this day, until the day I died, man.
Yeah, so it was all basketball. Wasn't no football, baseball, or nothing. Because sometimes,
man, I got a story, man. I tried to play football my freshman year. The coach, Coach Surface, and I'm about 6'7". I'm long. I'm probably a freshman, sophomore. And, I just got my friends out there playing. So I'm gonna go out and try to play. I'm the tallest one out there, number legs. The coach has set it up for like the biggest player on the team to catch me off the end, man, and hit me so hard, man. I ain't show up the next day, bro. I was mad as hell. I really wanted to say something to the coach, but I was like, man, you say nothing. Like, man, you tried to get me hurt. Like, did you try to hurt me? He hit me so hard and put me up in the air. Like, man, I'm talking about seeing stars, bro.
That changed a lot of people's attitude, man. Hey, and that's why they stop playing football. They get that first hit. That contact is a little bit different. And just think that's nonstop contact. You think about it. So that
man, did you play? You played, Pose?
I played too. I was able to weather the storm a little bit. So
I couldn't weather the storm, bro. For real. I ain't gonna bullshit you. For real.
Man. So, you said it. You're from Marion, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? When you think about, Indiana, you think about Hoosier type basketball. Is it really like that? Or just give us the ins and outs of just that whole, prestigious, like the Hoosier basketball.
It's really like that, man. It's really like the hotbed of basketball. I talk a lot of shit in the locker rooms to the guys from California and from, Ohio. And, I'm talking shit like, hey, man, Indiana guys, we the hotbed. We breeding them boys up out of Indiana, man. You better look, man, we coming. But nah,
right.
Jokes aside, but, true statement. But nah, we just hooping, man. And like you said, everybody play ball. And like you said, we big on fundamentals. When I was coming up, I can remember my coach put me in a post and showing me hook shots. The game is different now, but, back then, we was real big on fundamentals. And, growing up, I was like in Indiana with all the basketball that I was receiving and playing and working out and the coaching I was receiving. So,
Zebo, you were unstoppable on the block. Who was the first person to teach you post moves and different counters and whatnot? Because it seemed like either block, you were able to do what you needed to do and get off on whoever you need to get off on. Who was the person that taught you the technique and the skill set down low?
Man, it was my high school coach, Coach Brad McPherson. He used to play. Coach, that's Brad's son, Coach Herb McPherson, and Coach Mo Smelly. My old coaches. we worked on it a lot. He was about 6'6", 6'7". He used to put me in the block, showing me hooks. He taught me my drop step. He taught me the hook and all that when I was in high school. So my high school coach, Coach McPherson.
Where did the jumper come from? Because you can also go from the block to 18, 19 feet out and splash on folks. Where did that come from?
Man, it's just that touch, man. It's that left-handed, man. You left-handed, you got this special touch.
Hey, listen, I agree with that. Hey, it seems like lefties always got that touch, for real, for real.
We got that touch. But I put, just putting in time, man. I love the game, and I put my time in and worked hard, and just always added confidence and believing in myself.
So who was your influences coming out? As a kid, you look up, whether it's guys just in the NBA, it might be local guys, you know what I'm saying? So who was your influence in the game where you're like, you know what? I'm going to take a liking to it. I'm going to take a liking to their game as well and sort of, emulate some of the things that they're doing.
I'd probably say I'm from, I'm a Hoosier. So watching Rick Smith, the Duncan Dutchman, I grew up in there watching them, the Reggie and, Karl Malone, I used to, and the coach was telling me, watch their game, even C Webb, guys like that. So kind of watching the big guys in the air, especially when I was coming to Karl Malone and Rick Smith and how they did navigate in the post. So, I grew up, wanting to be like that and try to model my game after a Karl Malone type.
So you had a pretty nice high school career, coming out as a senior. How did you end up at Michigan State? What were your other options? How did that fall in your lap?
Man, Michigan State, shout out to Michigan State, man. All the Spartans out there, Coach Izzo. They was on me, man. And, I felt like who was recruiting me the most, a lot of teams were recruiting me. I was gonna go to Miami down there with Coach Hamilton. He was down there coaching in Miami then. And I was close to going to Miami, but something about Michigan State, they wanted me, and it was there every game. Every time I turn around in the gym, it was someone at the gym, either, assistant coach, Coach they always was there. And I felt like, they had my best interest. And that's why I did that. I went to Michigan State, and I'm happy with the outcome.
Yeah. So you brought up Coach Izzo. What about Coach Izzo? I mean, you think about him coaching and the teams that he put together, they're always tough, physical, and they just play hard. What was that? What is it about Tom Izzo that, that you fell in love, and why players fall in love and to go to the State?
And, Coach, back then, Coach was softened up a little bit. But back then, when I was playing, he was, but he tough as nails. But, just his commitment and just, teaching you how to be a man and, showing you, learn. I learned so much, even though I was at Michigan State that year. But learned so much going to the Final Four and learning from Coach and, the assistants and just, the great program that it was. And, he's just a great mentor and a great leader, man. And he got the best for you. It ain't just about basketball with the Michigan State or with Coach Izzo and the coaching staff. It's family,
It's family, yeah. You don't get that nowadays. You don't get that with a lot of schools where now, it's strictly, basketball. And they treat it like a business, but that's good that you say that, about, Michigan State and Coach Izzo, where it's more family, opportunity, they care about you on and off the floor. So that's big. So you kids, if y'all out there listening, that's important. You know what I'm saying? I understand y'all playing the basketball and everything, but the bigger picture of, like you said, teach you how to be a young man, and it's more to life than just basketball. And so that's a good shout out to Michigan State and Coach Izzo. At what point did you say, was it a dream of playing in the NBA, or when you got to State, it was more like, you know what, I might have a chance to play at the next level, because you went there one and done. So you had to feel some type way.
Well, honestly, Pose, I was going to come out of high school, man. I was sitting in the hood and I had the Poston twins. You remember the Poston team, the Poston twins, the East Agency. I had just got the MVP of the McDonald's All-American game. Man, I was this close. They had the letter on the table. I was going to go straight to the league. They had the letter of intent right there to skip over college. And I asked my mom, I said, Mom, what you want? My mom, rest in peace. I lost my mom a couple years ago. So my mom looked at me. I said, Mom, what you want me to do? Mom said, I want you to go to Michigan State. At least just go for a year. I was like, man, I ain't going. So I went to state for the year. So it kind of was already, I already kind of knew what I wanted to do.
That's what's up, man. Listen to your mom. That's what's up.
Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
Mom told me to go to state, man. I told the Posey twins, I said, I ain't going, man. I'm going to go to school. Straight like that. They respected it, man. Went to state, right. Man. It was the best move, though. It's all guys playing. I think that was the best move I did.
Now, going from Michigan State, you get drafted 19th to the Portland Trailblazers. What was the culture shock going from the Midwest to the Pacific Northwest?
Now, you got to understand, I ain't never been off Booth Streets. That's our hood in my small town. So, man, I'm like, what? Oregon? Whoa, man, it was far out. I was homesick, man. I think I asked Coach Steve Kerr. We was on a plane, I rookie, I'm not knowing. I asked Steve, I said, we get a break? I think I hit the wall, JP. I was like, we get a break. Can we go home? Steve said, man, can't go home. This ain't, can't go home. This ain't that. That was so funny though. I just being, at 18, being in the league and coming in at young and, just growing into a man. And, it was coming in with Portland, man, with Rashid and Bonzi and Dale and Damon. Like, I still got a real relationship with them guys, good friends. Me and Damon, real close, Bonzi, Sheed. So it's like, man, it was great, man.
How were those practices? Because you mentioned Sheed, Dale Davis, Sean Kemp. Those are premier power forwards, especially on the defensive side. Like all those guys can defend, lock up, be physical. How are those practices, especially coming in as a rookie?
Talking shit every day. They about to fight, mad at each other. They cussing each other out. Back then it was, the league has changed. Now back then it was older guys. You know what I mean? So, man, it was. Whew. I was a rookie, so I'm 18. I'm just sitting back, like, man, they going at it. Yeah, our practices was like games. Every practice was like a game. You know what I mean? We had a squad. Derek Anderson, Bonzi, Sheed, Damon, Sabonis. Going at it.
So you talk about the practices and those players right there. So do you remember like one practice where you like, yo, I'm gonna be in this league for a minute? Like you probably bust somebody's ass or something, or you felt good and you was like, you know what, like, yeah, I belong here. I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
When I caught the tip dunk on Sean Kemp, I caught a tip dunk in practice, and I hung on the rim. And I was talking shit. Sean like, you better shut up. He got mad. I'm like, yeah. I was talking shit. I had dunked on Sean. I had caught the tip dunk. I said, oh yeah. I said, I'm good. I'm good. I'm catching tip dunks on the rain, man. I was on. Hey, Kemp's got mad at me, man. I was talking shit. I was like, let me set up, man. Kemp is OG Indiana, so that's my big brother. So ain't nothing but love. But yeah, I caught the tip dunk on his ass, though.
And never looked back, huh? Oh man. Out of all your stops, throughout the league or whatever, I really just knowing you and when you got to Memphis, that whole, like I played in Memphis too. Like I love Memphis, the city, and just it's really about that grit and that grind. You know what I'm saying? And from the fans to take a liking to you, to just your game, what you put out there, like it's none but love. How was that team? What made that team special? First of all, you know what I'm saying? You was coached by Lionel Hollins when he got there at the time. So I played. He was an assistant with Hubie. L Train, we call him, you know what I'm saying? So I know the toughness as a player, how he was, and he put that on that team. Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, that was just, man, it like you said, everything just fitted like a puzzle. And we grew together. And we had, like you said, Coach Hollins, and he was strict. He wanted what he wanted, and he was precise about what he wanted. And he ain't sugarcoated. So that was good because we already was we was men, and we could, we was real with each other. So we had respect and love for each other. So I think with that saying, man, it worked it with Mike Conley. He was a general, and Mark, him and TA on defensive end, and I'm, doing whatever they want me to do. So man, it worked out, and we believed in each other. Once we got to believe in each other, and we couldn't, when you was coming to the grindhouse, you had to get your rest. Have some guys come in, they might want to go to the strip club or go hang out before the game. Man, when you bring your ass to Memphis, you got to get you some rest because they know it's gonna be a fight the next day. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a battle, and man, we was ready. And like I said, man, that was the moment of my career, the best time of my career in my 17, 18 years in the league. That was my time in Memphis was the most memorable time for me, going to the playoffs and, you know, just everything with the community, you know, just embracing me and, you know, just, man, it would just fit like a puzzle, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that community it's different, man. Like you got to actually live there, be there, and play there just to understand like just the love that you get from the people there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even say like the fans. It's just the people and just hard working, stick together. They grind it out, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, for myself, and I can tell from you, like you just felt at home. You know what I'm saying? That like if you bought that, like you just fit right in. So it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But love from them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
And I know you spent some time, like you said, in the city, so you already know, like what you said, just the feeling. If you ain't, it's hard to explain. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because you felt it and you're a real guy. So they showed you real love, and you like, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go, JP, they give you free meals, just, you know, to roll the red carpet out for you, which how it's supposed to be. But you know what I mean? It's just love, make you feel love in that city. If you're a free agent, you know, it's a small city, but if you came to Memphis, every player that you talk to in Memphis that play for the Grizzlies, they're gonna probably say the same thing.
Yep.
Now, you went from one small market to another with Portland and Memphis as like obviously the first stop and one of the last stops. And you had two totally different experiences. In Memphis, it was loving, the community supported you. In Portland, it was the exact opposite. They labeled you and some other guys as the Jailblazers. How did you feel about that at the time? Because that, you know, outside looking in, it seems very disrespectful. But how did, you know, as they named and labeled you guys, how did y'all feel about that?
Man, we didn't like that at all. You know, we didn't like that at all. We kind of, and then, you know, like, you know, Northwest is not a lot of, you know, not a lot of blacks in that area. So we felt like, you know, they was labeling us because it was all brothers on the team. So, you know, but, you know, it's the thing, like, you know, it was really, you know, just, I think some marijuana cases or, you know, some guys were smoking or something like that. But if, you know, you got labeled off of that. So, I mean, you know, everybody smoke a little marijuana nowadays, and, you know, but back then that's just all it was. And they labeled you Jailblazers. But, you know, I still got a lot of fans in Portland. I got business in Portland. I got property in Portland. So, you know, I love Portland. And, you know, I mean, I had a great time when I was playing for the Trailblazers.
Do you think they was picking on like you guys? Cause they would like pick a certain thing. Like for instance, for you, they picked out the MTV Cribs episode, made like a whole article, made it a thing. Do you think the media out there like try to pick on you in that situation?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, most definitely, because we're the only thing in the city. The Trailblazers is the only thing in Portland. I mean, now you got the soccer team and you got different things now, but, you know, forever it was the only thing. So, you know, we was the only things to talk about. You know what I mean? So any article, you know, to them was a good article. And a lot of stuff they did, you know, look for or pick out little shit here or there. So, you know, they did. And I think, you know, now it's probably a lot better now than it was.
Definitely. And now going to Memphis, I mean, you're the man of Memphis. How did that start? Because it's very difficult for somebody to come into a city and be endeared like that off rip, it seems. How did that come about? Was there like a particular situation, whether it was a game or community event, or is it just something that happened naturally?
And it's like I said, it's naturally. Like Pose was saying, you know, when you're a real person and you treat everybody with respect, I'm gonna treat the richest person like I treat the poorest person with respect, because that's how I was raised and brought up. So I treat everybody the same how I want to be treated. So, and people see that, you know, and I'm not no arrogant or hold my head up high or look down on you type of person. So, you know, people respond to that. You know, I was in the community. I'm involved in the community. You know, I gave back. I gave my time back, and, you know, the Grizzlies, and we did stuff in the community, and people seen that, and people felt the realness.
Now, where did the $20,000 every holiday season for the power bill come from? Because I've never heard of anyone donating for utilities, people who are having problems paying their bills. That's an amazing thing, by the way. Where did that come from?
Man, it just come up something we decided to do. Something I decided to do when something came up in Memphis. I think I think yesterday I did my turkey giveaway in Memphis, and that was my 10th year. So we've been doing it for a long time. It's just something that I like to do, you know, at my heart. I feel like if that's how I get my blessings, when I give blessings and help people in need. So, or even just give my time. And that's something I'm real big on and hold my head up high on doing it. I don't do it for no media attention or nothing like that. I do it out of love. And, you know, I really help people because I come from that situation. I come from a single parent, no father, mother on welfare. So I know what it go like to have a struggle. And, you know, I can relate.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Keep doing your thing, man. That's big. That speaks volumes, man. All the other noise they was talking, trying to, you know what I'm saying, put dirt on your name, man. What is just stand tall and, man, and show your growth, man. That's important. And a lot of people need to know that and recognize it. Like you said, at the end of the day, real being real, you know what I'm saying? You look real familiar, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Keep doing that thing. Who was your toughest matchup during your time? Who was your toughest matchup?
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I first came to the league, man, I really, you know, I'm 18, so you know, I was a grown man. You know, I'm playing against grown men. Like, man, I played against PJ Brown, Pose, J-Mo, man. PJ Brown, man, I'll tell this story. PJ Brown that's the first real man. I couldn't. Man, I'm thinking, oh, man, PJ. Hey, I went in the weight room. I said, damn, I had told the coach, I said, man, I couldn't even move PJ Brown. I'm 18. I think I'm just getting in the game, or Coach Cheeks put me in the game. And man, I said, man, but PJ Brown, he don't even know how much he motivated me, man. I always tell that, I always say PJ Brown, man. I could not catch the ball. I couldn't move. Man, I said, man, he's so strong, man. I said, it's a grown man's strength. Yeah, man. But like, you know, then, you know, KG, of course, and you know, he Hall of Famer. He was so long and active, and you know, I had a lot of great battles, man. Duncan and you know, a lot of them guys, man. You know, I battle with, but man, you know, every night I'm going out there thinking I'm gonna win the battle from the start. So that's how I went into battle. And that's how I prepared myself. You know what I mean? Like we gonna win, and you know, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna dominate the game.
You a walking double-double, dude. Now, when you look at the game, you look at like getting buckets or whatever and how people get buckets. Now, you know, you my man, right? You ain't playing above the rim.
Right.
You doing all this below the rim. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how was that mindset seeing how, you know, you playing against guys that's playing above the rim and, you know, you still getting buckets and you hold your own. And like I said, a walking double-double and you doing it pretty much below the rim. I don't know. You might have had probably 5 dunks in your career or something like that, but you put the ball in the hole.
We used to have bets. Me and Rudy, Mike Conlon, we used to bet how many dunks I'm gonna have for the season. I used to bet all the guys. I'm gonna have 10 dunks, man. I said I'm gonna get 20 dunks, man. Bet 5,000, I'm gonna get 20 dunks. Nah, but man, just you know, I just play the game off like you said, skill, man. I always just looked at it like skill and you know, using your body positioning. And just having a good knack for the ball and having a good instinct. And like you said, learning how to, you know, finish, having that touch and, you know, score over tall defenders. Because if you look at I used to get guarded by the centers because the power forwards, I put them in the paint. So they try to put somebody usually like 7 foot long on me to, you know, not from catching the ball. So I play against a lot of footers. So just facing them up, like you said, loosening them up and, you know, having that first step and getting to the rim, using your body and, you know, so I think the game is a lot of art and a lot of skills, man. It ain't all about how fast you can run and how high you can jump. You know, to me, I mean, it's a part of the game, but you can't just and that's why I tell my kids, you can't, you know, work on your right, your left hand, your dribbling, you know, like you said, your shooting and, you know, your skill set.
And it's crazy. Like I said, I mean, like we joking, you know, playing below the rim, but you had a quick second jump.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Like most, you only think guys that jump above the rim, play above the rim, they have a time and boom, boom. But you had a quick second jump too. Like that was just another gift in itself where, like you said, like you missed, you right back at it. Boom. Hey, padding your stats, rebounded, boom, landed up, buckets or whatever like that.
Yep. Like you said, coming from like having a good knack for it. Like you said, using my button, you know, my wide ass to move them out the way and shoulder bump and, you know what I mean? And like I said, get the offensive rebound and, you know, and things like that. You know, I try to pride myself by my game and work on because like I said, I wasn't the highest jumper or I ain't 7 feet, you know what I mean?
Right. So listen, you always been a bully, man. You always been Zebo. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
They gave me that name in the hood, man. When Friday came out, I had the bike, man. I was in like 8th, 7th grade. The homie called me, man, we gonna call you Zebo. I had the Debo bike. The John ride to middle school and I'm riding to school. I'm riding the bike to school. The homeboy called me Zebo. So that's how I went, man.
Man, hey, it's crazy. One of the realest quotes that I heard, coming from you. And my hood bullies get bullied. How did that happen? What was going on in that game that you had to say that? That's all I want.
Man, I just talked to little bro the other day. I just talked to Cuz. He down here in Houston. I just talked to him the other day. But man, Boogie, he a big old beast, man. So I just tell him leave my player alone. He picking on one of the players. So man, quit being a big old bully, man. That's my man, though. But bullies do get bullied. Bullies get bullied for sure. You know what I mean? For sure.
That's what's up.
Definitely. Now, while in Memphis, you guys had a nice rivalry with the Clippers. 2 really good playoff series. They won in 7 the first one. You guys won in 6 in the next one. What was that playoff situation looking like? Because from the outside looking in, it looked very competitive. Y'all didn't like each other. It was fun to watch. But how was that whole situation like?
Man, we used to battle, man. We knew it was a battle. We knew coming in, playing the Clippers, every game was going to be a battle. Blake, he super strong, athletic. CP, then you got Matty out there. He, running the floor. He on the defensive end. And so it's a tough team, man. It was fun. And we knew we had to come to battle. And, it was sweet. When we beat them, it was sweet. You know what I mean? And, vice versa, probably felt the same way. So, man, like you said, just a bunch of battles. And, ain't no friends on the court. Only my friends on the court was my teammates. So that's how I approached the game. And, we was going, we was going to scratch, and keep scratching and scratching. So, and doing whatever we had to do and grit and grind.
During one of the games, do you remember actually choking Blake Griffin out? Like, do you remember, did it like register, or was it used in the moment?
It was just the moment. Bully. Blake is so strong, he gonna clip you and try to do all the little dirty shit for the refs don't see. So he had me locked. So I thought he gonna break my arm. So what I did, I just put my weight on him. I just fell on him. So because he had my arm locked. And when I fell on him, it just looked like that. And then shit, I don't know, man. My left hand got by a stroke. Nah, Blake, that's my man, though. We had a lot of battles, and that was one of the fun times, of my career. Like I said, them battles with the Clippers.
Now, obviously, you played a power forward position. During your era, there's a lot more physical power forwards than there are today. Was there any like fake tough guys or guys that try too hard to be fake or to be tough?
Oh man, it's always gonna be a lot of tough fake guys. It's always gonna be that. You know what I mean? You gotta watch out for the guys that's quiet and nice, and them the guys you need to look out for. You know what I mean? But that's just how the league was, man. I get a kick out of it. I be laughing. You know what I mean? With guys be about to fight, or they want somebody to get in, break them up. They know somebody gonna break them up. Oh, come on. Right. Somebody gonna break them up. Quit playing.
Yeah, because back in the day, like you said, you came in, it was grown men. Them grown men, they was fighting. They put them joints up. You know what I'm saying? They put them up.
Back then,
no talk. It wasn't no
we was playing pose. You already know, wasn't none of that. So you wasn't getting too much of guys, because like you said, we grown. They ain't gonna play with each other like that. So it wasn't none of that back then. Them guys was fighting. They throwing blows.
Charles Oakley, May, all them. You know what I'm saying?
Big old, they throwing blows.
Right. We ain't talking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Oak from the crib too. He from Cleveland, you know what it is.
Shout out to Oak, man, the OG.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man,
now, is there any names of these fake tough guys or anything like that?
I don't know, man. I'm a good guy, man. I come to bring the peace, man. You know what I mean? So if you're a tough guy, I tell them don't be tough. You know what I mean? It's for real. Man. I'm a nice guy,
Did anyone ever try you?
Man, honestly, man, not too much, not too mean. So I had a time where I got into it. The guy in Phoenix, I think I might have smacked him or something. They suspended me, and Lewis Armstrong. And the only reason why I did that because he ran up on me. You know what I mean? I had just lost my father, so I have, you know what I mean, a lot. But besides that, and that's funny because I seen him in New York a couple years ago. We laughed about that, man. You know, I apologized to him, and man, we laughed about that. You know what I mean? But you know, in this league, you know, not all the guys really good guys. You know what I mean? And that's how it always been from my experience, being in the league and being around the league. All these guys that came in, really good guys, man. And I think that's how it's gonna continue to be.
So you had, I know earlier you spoke of, you know, said coming into the league and, you know, with Sheed and stuff like that. I know y'all have a good relationship. Is he one of the guys that took you under his wings to show you, you know what I'm saying, sort of the ins and out of the game as well?
Yeah, man, that's correct. I just talked to Sheed yesterday. You know what I mean? He got you know, he doing good, man. And you know, I learned so much from him. You know, like I said, he took me under his wing, and not only him, all the guys. I was like their little brother, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? So they showed me so much love, and I learned so much. I'm talking from Arvydas Sabonis to Scottie Pippen, like, you know, to all the older guys, even Steve, you know, we got a good relationship. So, you know what I mean? They knew I was a good guy. I wanted to learn, and, you know, I'm soaking up everything, soaking up the game, just anything I could soak up. So they respected that, man. They all really took me under their wing and showed me love, man.
Towards the, you know, the tail end of your career, whatever, you know, the game just changed, period. You know, now it's more, you know, threes than anything instead of the mid-range game. What players out there do you like to watch play? And when you look out, you say, man, you know what? Even the guys that still had a mid-range game, you like, okay, they ain't lost the art of just scoring the basketball in the mid-range.
Man, Jimmy Butler, I like Jimmy. He a beast. He ain't going for nothing. So I definitely like him. You know, like I said, you know, the league, like you said, now with all these young guys, man, it's exciting to watch, even from Zion to Ja to Jaren, you know, to all the young guys and young trees out there just signed with the Lakers. Just, you know, the game's exciting. You know, you still got Bron, you know, still doing his thing, the king out there, and AD. So I think with the direction the league going in with the young players, like you said, the hybrid players, they're not, like you said, we coming in, you going straight to the post, don't shoot over in a 15-footer. You know, back then, they telling you gotta get your ass in the paint, but now ain't nobody in the paint. You know what I mean? Everybody spread out. So, you know what I mean? So that's how much the game's changed. But man, the game's an exciting point right now where it's at.
All right. So now, you know, outside of basketball now, you know what I'm saying? You have, you know, your beautiful family there. You got another little hooper in the family. How is that going about it? And what teaching points are you giving your little mama?
Man, she been hooping, man. Shout out to Mac, man. To all the kids, all my kids, man. But nah, she been working, man. I'm proud of her, man. She works hard and she wants it, man. She loves the game, and that's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? She like that. Let's go. You know what I mean? We working out. She got her workout set up, and you know her training. So I'm proud of her. Not only that, man, she's a good kid, and you know she gets straight A's, and she's great in the classroom and respectful, and that's all you can ask for, man.
Who gonna win that one-on-one matchup?
She thinks she can beat. I let her win one time, man. I was tired. I had just got done working out. I let her win, but I ain't let her win too many games. I ain't gonna let her win
she gonna be bullying you out there in the crowd.
Hey, she trying to now. She trying to now.
It's crazy because I seen the little clips on the gram and everything too. I'm like, yo, like if that's not, man, I know who she belonged to, but it's like crazy. I see that right off the rip, like man, but man, keep it up, keep working with it, cause she's doing her thing for sure.
Appreciate that, man.
Now, what advice would older Zebo give younger Zebo?
Man, that's a good question. What I would get it, man, just take your time. You know, take your time, you know, let it come to you. Of course, you know, when you get older, you look back, you could have did, you know, things different. So, you know, but overall, man, honestly, I wouldn't say too much because like I said, I grew up on morals and codes, and I always treated people with respect. I ain't never try to snake nobody, or I ain't no type of person to talk behind your back. So, you know, I was raised by a good mother, and my mother, she was my father. So, You know what I mean? I always, you know what I mean, just, you know, always, you know, I give you the shirt off my back. So just being raised that right way, I wouldn't have did not too many different things, honestly, J-Mo.
Now, if a player would come to you and say, "Hey, I need work on my post game," just a random player that you don't have a relationship with or anything like that, how would that call, how would that communication go? Because a lot of ex-players, some guys like, "Nah, I don't want to deal with it," and some guys like, "I want to give them the whole world." How would you go about that?
I'm gonna give them the whole world, man. I still got some plans on getting in the gym with some guys. You know, me and Boogie was talking about getting in the gym. So man, I love the game, and man, like I said, I'm not a selfish person. I'm about growth and development. If anything I can do to help out a young brother or even a young sister, or any advice, and tell them mistakes I made coming up, getting into trouble here and there, and you know, things being around this or being around that, I tell them, and that's what I tell them. You know, keep your nose clean. You know, I still talk to a lot of young guys in the league. You know, a lot of my little brothers. So, you know, I tell them, you know, hey, keep your nose clean. You know, stay in the gym. You know, don't get in no trouble. You know, some of like you said, the things that I messed up when I was coming up in the league, and different things I would have did different. Like I said, ones like say, you know, a little trouble I got in here and there. You know, that shit hangs with you in the league. So, you know, you just got to keep your nose clean now, and can't get no strikes.
So here's the funniest part. You go from Portland to New York to LA, and the two biggest cities, there was never any issue. Like, we didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so how does that come about? Because like you mentioned, whatever happened in Portland happened, but you go to the two biggest cities in the country and no issues.
Man, because like the Oregon, the media, man, their media, you know, back then, you know, they was looking for anything, you know what I mean? And wasn't a lot going on. So they just could look for, you know, anything to write about. And like I said, it really wasn't nothing, man. You know, like you said, I went to them other cities and was fine. And, you know, I'm one of the best teammates ever. So, you know, I always, you know what I mean, got along with the organization, the teammates. So, you know what I mean? It just had, like you said, it was a stigma on me in Portland.
So I'm not gonna say life after basketball because you still involved in basketball. So I'm gonna say life outside of basketball. Earlier you mentioned you had some things going on. You know what I'm saying? What else you got going on that I know you stay behind the scenes, but what else you got going on?
Man, I got a lot going on, man. I've been I got an entertainment label. It's called Endless Entertainment. You know, Moneybagg Yo, we got Big 30, D-Moolah. I got a lot of acts. So I'm just trying to build the entertainment company up right now, and it's growing pretty well. And I'm in the real estate. So, man, I've just been busy, Pose, and entrepreneurship and trying to, you know, build this portfolio, man.
That's what's up. So how did that, you is one guy, you said Moneybagg Yo. How did that come about? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you already have a personal relationship with him or whatever? Or,
you know, the city ain't that big. So, you know, Moneybagg, man, he been hot, and, you know, it was a perfect timing. And when we hooked up, we started a label, and, you know, he got his label, Bread Gang, and, you know, we came together, man, and started Endless, man, and it's been a blessing. You know, Moneybagg is one of the best, hottest rappers out there, and you know, we're growing, and we got young guys coming up, Big 30, Mud Brother Bo, and you know what I mean, YG and Moolah, and so we got a team, and we just working, man, trying to push this thing and try to have this thing like The Rock, you know.
Right. So you said like, so it's sort of tough, you know what I'm saying, with athletes, you know, with the season and stuff like that. So at what point did you start thinking about, you know what I'm saying, after basketball, like I said, to start your record label, to get into your real estate and stuff like that? When did you start doing that? Was it, you know, did you always have that itch and you just start scratching it, or was it just towards the end where you was like, you know what, it's that time?
Yeah, it was towards that time, like you said, that time. And, you know, with the real estate, I've always been involved with that, always been intrigued to that property, and, you know what I mean, and just how that works. So I always been in real estate, and just now that label, this 4th, 5th year label. So been good. And man, just been, you know what I mean, just been a blessing. Like probably so like towards the end of my career, you know, my thing was always, you know, save my money, you know. And once you get done, you know, you can do your investments, and you can be an entrepreneur and venture off into, you know, business and other stuff.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you taking the time, you know what I'm saying, like I said, during the holidays, you know what I'm saying, to come on the Posecast. But before I end, I always have a segment called Free Game. What free game would you give the people out here that's on listen? It don't have to be basketball related, but it could just be free game that you want to share, you know what I'm saying, to the people out here.
And the free game, I say, you know, I always talk to my son and, you know, the people I love, the youngsters, you know, and I always tell them, you know, man, believe in yourself. You know, I come from nothing. I'm a prime example. You know what I mean? I didn't believe in yourself, sacrifice, put your time in. Don't look for nobody to do nothing for you. You got to do it for yourself first. And you got to put your time in. You got to sacrifice. So sacrifice your time and give it the best shot you got and believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody going to believe until you believe in you. So you got to do it yourself and put your time in. You got to sacrifice.
Man, there y'all have a free game from Zach Randolph right here, man. My little homie, man. Much love, always much respect to you, man.
Life,
I
man.
appreciate you. And I'm gonna see you in these streets, whatever.
I'm definitely gonna run into you for sure. So
I appreciate your time, man. I'll holler in a sec.
All right, J-Mo. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
One.
Yep.